I have this habit of sabotaging my dreams before even getting started with them, and it's something I need to talk about. Let me also just say that I have filmed this video once already. I was trying to film and make my waffles, and the video was perfect. And then the app shut down on me at the very end, so the video didn't save. So here I am filming it again. So I have to talk about it all again. Let's go. Fortunately, I was planning on making 2 batches of waffles anyway because my kids love them and they like to eat them throughout the week. They're home from school on spring break this week, so um, I'm just so annoyed that I have to do this over again. But anyway, so yes, like I was saying, I have this really bad habit of sabotaging my dreams before I even get started on them. And I thought about it in bed this morning randomly because I thought about this dream I had like maybe 15 years ago that literally just came up for me again this morning randomly in bed, which is wild. And I had completely forgotten about it. And I'll get to that. Excuse me. I'll get to that, but I'm going to start with the most prevalent dream, which I am so glad I did not sabotage that fully. I mean, I did, but eventually went back to it. And that was being a fashion designer. Like, this is something I dreamed about since I was a kid. And if you are Gen X like me, then you remember House of Style on MTV. And I used to watch that show religiously. Like, never missed an episode. Hosted by Cindy Crawford. Do you remember that? Never missed an episode. And I love that show. This is 2 cups of flour, by the way. And I like to fluff it and then put it in and then even it out. Because I don't have a scale right now. So this is the best way to do it. So yeah, I watched that show religiously and was like, man, like I would sometimes get so emotional watching the episodes, especially with fashion designers when they're doing their fashion shows and stuff, because oh my God, I wanted that so badly. And you know, I grew up in a house where my mom was a Jehovah's Witness, and so yeah, right, like you're not going to be a fashion designer. Then also my dad was you know, the traditional get yourself a good job with good benefits and 401k kind of guy. He was older. So that's all he thought about. This is baking powder. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Tablespoon, I'm sorry, of baking powder. And it was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So soon after that dream came into my head, the dream left my head because I'm like, that's like, there's no way. It's literally just a dream. So I carried that with me for so long, like into my 20s and 30s, when I was like, okay, well, if I can't be a fashion designer, this is what I'm thinking, literally. This is a half teaspoon of salt. If I can't be a fashion designer, then I'm going to be a stylist. So I thought, 1 stick of unsalted butter. So I thought, let me just be a stylist. So I went to School of Style. I'm like, yes, I'm going to be a stylist. And realized I hated it. I did not like the whole styling thing. I need a bowl. I did not like the whole styling thing. It didn't suit me. While I can style myself, I don't know, something about it just didn't click for me that this was something I loved. It was just something I thought I had to do in order to be in this fashion world because I wanted to be a designer but couldn't be a designer. So anyways, started with the styling, and then I realized I didn't really like that. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I can be, maybe I can have a boutique. I can go to trade shows and I can buy clothes and have my own boutique. And I did that, which I loved the shopping aspect of it. I loved all of that, but I knew absolutely nothing about marketing, like literally not one thing. So that was a flop. That was a complete flop. And I had that store maybe 3 years. Still have some of those clothes. When did I start that? In 2015, and I still have some of those clothes in my basement 11 years later. Yeah, that did not go well, clearly. I'm gonna melt this butter in the microwave. So I'm gonna let that go because I don't want to talk over it. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic. Mostly melted. And you know what I just realized? I don't have enough milk. So I used the last of the milk in the first batch. So I actually have to go to the store. All right, come with me to the store and we can keep chatting. And if you saw my last video about praying for signs and like the cardinal that showed up, this is exactly where we saw him, right over there in that tree. Just thought it was a cool thing to share.
Yeah.
I feel like this is turning more into a vlog than anything else. But so yeah, I was saying that when I was in New York earlier, like towards the end of my stint, I was here from 2004 to 2007. So towards the end of that, I was like, okay, maybe I'll try being a stylist. So I was like, just looking for stuff on Craigslist, trying to find gigs or whatever. And because I thought that was like my only way to be in the fashion industry. And then ended up losing my job a couple of times, like being laid off. And it's just hard in New York when you're by yourself. So I decided to move back to Hawaii for a little while. I was there for 2 months. That didn't really work out the way I thought it would. So moved back home to Chicago and then back to New York in 2009. And then when I got back to 2009, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this styling thing. And it's still me just like putting off this dream of being a designer. So eventually, like I said, I hired somebody to design that first hoodie and then got into designing the rest of it myself. And that just like flourished into this really amazing business that I love and had to take a break from just because some things were going a little crazy. So I took a little break for like maybe April and maybe May. I'm not sure. See how things go, but definitely for April. So that's like the one dream that I basically sabotaged for myself when I was a little girl, and then came back to what 30 something years later. But this dream came to me more a little bit later, like 2009, 2010. So I was living in New York, single, living alone. I was looking on Craigslist and I found this listing for dancers to go to Taiwan for 3 months to live and dance and perform in Taiwan, hula. So if you don't know, I'm a hula dancer. I've been dancing for most of my life, like 40 years. So I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'm single. I don't have any kids, in my early 30s. This is great. Mid 30s, great. But I ended up talking myself out of that because I just started a job, just got a new apartment. Even though they would have paid and I would have had enough money to send back to pay my rent or sublease or whatever, like I said, I just talked myself out of it. So then I just started thinking about, okay, well, maybe one day I'll be able to like go to different countries, maybe Caribbean countries or countries in Africa and teach hula to them, you know, because it's something I just love. I've loved hula since I was 4 years old. Didn't start till I was 8, but I've loved it since I was 4. And I thought this would be a really cool way to like travel and share this beautiful culture with people. But again, another thing I talk myself out of because I'm like, people in the Caribbean, people in countries in Africa, they have their own really beautiful culture. It's like, why do they want to learn this one? Again, talking myself out of stuff. My arm got tired, so I had to switch, and I'm almost home. But so again, I talked myself out of it, and that's the dream, the idea that came to me this morning. Like, wow, you had this dream and like completely abandoned it. Like, I literally never thought about it again until just this morning, which is crazy. So maybe that's something I'll be able to revisit in the future, because right now it's just not feasible for me. But definitely something I want to try and revisit later. Okay, I am back at home with the milk, back in my caftan, because this is what I like to be in on Sunday mornings. And now I can finish the waffles. So I have flour, salt, and baking powder in here. I need the sugar. Sugar is, the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons, but sometimes I put 2.5 just to make sure the flavor is there. Okay. Mix that. So yeah, like I was saying outside, I just kind of abandoned that dream totally. And not that I'm bringing it up fully now and I'm gonna like go super hard on trying to like teach in the Caribbean, but definitely something I want to maybe revisit in the next year or two. What else do I need? I got those 4 dry ingredients. Now I need 2 eggs. So this last dream, I won't say last, but this third one is something that came up more recently, and that is designing a home collection or doing a collaboration with a design collaboration with a major brand. So maybe like 3 years ago, that dream was Target, but clearly that's not going to happen now. So Target is definitely off of the list of dream collaboration brands. Now I need 1 3/4 cup of milk. I have a little bit left in here. Yeah, that's off the dream collaborations list now. So I have to come up with, or I did already actually come up with more brands that I want to collaborate with. Focusing on some home brands that I want to work with. 1 half. And girl, I have a whole pitch deck media kit that I want to send out, and I've had it done, like completely finished, completely done for, I want to say like at least 2 weeks, at least, possibly longer. And just have been too afraid to send it out. It's just, I feel like all of these things all these dreams that I've abandoned have been mostly about fear. Like, you can't do this, fear and imposter syndrome. You can't do this because whatever. And I've abandoned this one, not abandoned. It's only been 2 weeks. But I haven't sent those pitch decks out because I'm like, why would they want to work with me? I'm just a woman who built her own brand and sold $1.7 million in clothes to people all over the world. Like, crazy. Like, I've done some really amazing things on my own, by myself, built this whole thing brick by brick alone. And I still have this complex that it's still not good enough, that I'm still not good enough. And honestly, I think I talked about this in the reason I left Jehovah's Witnesses video, but a lot of it has to do with just not feeling worthy. Like, you're told in that religion that you are, this is the butter, a half cup of melted unsalted butter. That basically you're not good enough all the time. You're not doing enough. You're not good enough. You're not being enough. You're not talking to people enough. You're not going on bills. There's just always something more to do that I wasn't doing. So this actually calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm not gonna measure because I don't usually measure. I was picking that up just to show you, but I usually measure with my heart. So that's about a teaspoon. But my little secret is that I use both vanilla extract and vanilla bean paste. It just takes that flavor up a notch. And I absolutely do not measure this. I just like to put what my heart feels, and that's what my heart felt today. And then you can see these really beautiful vanilla bean flecks in here, which, oh, so good. Anyway, so yeah, the religion really kind of teaches you that you're not worthy all the time, every week from the platform. And it's been ingrained in me, and I'm 46. I left when I was 22, and I still have these thoughts often. Sweating because it was warm out there. And did I say I was 46? Lord have mercy. I am 49. What? Where did I get 46 from? Inty ways. Yeah, so hot flash. Whew, child. What was I saying? Anyway, I don't want to talk about that anymore. There's a whole video if you want to watch my Why I Left Jehovah's Witness video. I will link it several times while I'm talking about this so that you can go watch that if you like. I'll also link it in the description box. But I definitely think that that is my overarching theme as to why I abandon some of my dreams. Okay, so this looks good. Now I usually do Oreo, plain, and chocolate chip because my kids like different things. So I have one batch of plain over here, and this one I'll mix into two different batches, and I'll do chocolate chip and Oreo. So yeah, I feel like this is just my way of telling you not to let fear get in the way of your dreams, because I feel like if it's in front of you, you're just going to keep running into it over and over and over again. You're going to keep running into that fear, and then you bounce back, and then you stay in this space here as opposed to actually going around the fear. So this is me telling you and myself that I'm going around that fear, that I'm going to send those. Oh no. Oh, right. I said, oh no, because I didn't have the light on, and I had the light on earlier, but the light is coming in better from the windows. So hopefully it will still look good. Anyways, what I was saying was that we need to go around that fear. Even if it's traveling with us, like we can't let it stop us anymore. And next week I'm going to be sending out those pictures because this is something I've been thinking about and dreaming about and saying that I wanted to do, and just kind of waiting for somebody to come to me, and that's just not happening. It's been 6 years in my business, and I think it's time for me to like step out of my comfort zone and just ask, because the worst they can say is no or not respond. And that, what does that put me? In the exact same place I am now, but at least I know that I tried. So that is what I want my kids to see, is that try it, and I want you to learn that too. Like, yes, it may be scary. Yes, you may get rejected, but you won't have the regret of not trying. And you never know. Maybe you won't get rejected. Maybe I will have this collection of home goods at Kohl's one day. Who knows? And if you see this video and you keep following, and then you see a year down the road, I got my collection, then we manifested this together, girl. Anyway, I think that's it for me today. I'm going to set up my waffle maker, and then I'll just show you the end result once I'm done. But I don't think you want to see me make it. It gets a little boring, and I don't have anything else to say. So I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe if you like these kind of chatty videos. I do these often. I did a whole month of just chatty videos. So yeah, I'll see y'all next time.